dive into the animation, we often feel weight impact or linear sadness, but we don't always know which timing choices create those feelings. This project asks a practical question. If I change only one timing parameter at a time, can I reliably steer the audience effect? My goal is to produce clear, reusable timing recipes that animators and educators can apply on any shot. The inquiry is practice lead. I work at 24 frames per second, and I run single variable A and B. The tests A and B are pretty much the same pose-to-pose arc, but I alter only one timing parameter. I focus on three parameters I can control in any shots. Pose, a small hold before an action. Impact speed, how fast the strike actually lands, and closure, how quickly or slowly the motion settles. With each A and B pair, I compare audience perception and my own tactile judgment frame by frame. Finding 1 when the pose is above 6 frames. Clip A barely poses, it just goes. Clip B takes a breath about a 6 frame hold before the move. That tiny beat makes B feel heavier and more intentional. It gives the audience a movement to read the pose and brace for the hit. Rule of thumb, if you want weight or purpose, drop in a short 6 frame hold. If you do it any longer, it starts to feel stuck. Finding 2, shorter approach make the impact speed rise. Here the arc and poses are identical, but B uses a shorter approach, so the same distance is covered in less time. The preserved impact speed rises and the strike reads more urgent and forceful. Practical note, keep silhouettes clean. If needed, support fast impact with stretch or smear to preserve clarity. The last finding is closure, when closure is less than 3 frames versus 10 to 12 frames. These two shots are on the same move, and that's okay. Here I'm just showing what closure length does to the mood. When the ending locks in 3 frames or less, it reads spiky and angry. When the ending settles over 10 to 12 frames, the movement feels calmer, more reflective with a linear after feel. Think of closure as a dial. Shorter means angrier, longer means calmer. And in the full study, when I hold the move constant and only change closure, the mapping stays the same. These patterns stays consistent across shots. Mapped together, they form a tension map. A quick reference from timing choices to felt emotion. Wait, if I add a short pre-action hold about 6 frames, the same pose and arc suddenly feel loaded and consequential. Power urgency. I keep the pass identical but shorten the approach, so the strike covers the distance faster and the impact speed rises. Volatility. Lock the end pose in less than 3 frames, and the movement feels reactive, even angry. Linear sadness. Let the motion settle over 10 to 12 frames, and the emotion hangs in the air. We can feel heaviness, reflection, and sadness. How to use? In production or class, start with a working pose-to-pose. Change one timing parameter only. Export A and B version, and compare at full speed and frame by frame. Write down the frames, for example pose, shorter, approach, closure, to see if it fits your scene's intention. To share the findings beyond RMIT, I submitted Shadow to 14 animation short film festivals via Film Freeway, and I released a public card on YouTube and use YouTube Studio Analytics to evidence reach. All my analysis and narration are authored by me, and AI tools were limited to minor language polishing and scheduling, and are acknowledged accordingly. The takeaway is simple. A 6 frame pose boosts weight, a shorter approach raises impact speed, and closure raises the mood. When it is less than 3 frames, it is for anger, and when it's more than 10 to 12 frames, it's for calm. Change one thing at a time, label the frames, do A and B2 versions, and choose the recipe. Thank you for watching.